Hello, welcome to Gamer Premonitions, Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm your host, Dan Video Games. With me is KZ Excellent from KZExcellent.com. And Twitter checkmark and training, Mr. Feel.
Checkmark of mastery.
Sorry, I'll be sure to keep that straight from here on out. Also, we have Bob.
What's up, guys?
From GigaBoots.com. Today, we are covering the Monsters, Inc. world that's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. And on this show, we are watching these movies. We're figuring out what is going to be a thing that shows up in Kingdom Hearts 3. We're thinking about it really hard while watching the films. And then we're watching the trailers and seeing that they've already announced it. So we're removing things from our lists. Each of us gets to come in with 4 premonitions. And so the person with the best premonitions, ideally, will win the polls, which you can vote after listening to this episode. After. Stop looking for that link. Thank you. Hey, Bob, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm thinking to win this episode, I'm just going to mute KZ and Feel for a lot of it and just edit out tons of things they say. People are just going to be confused when in KZ and Feel only get 1 premonition each.
How are we going to be able to compete with Cheese Puff Boy?
That's, you know, I don't have to live with that problem, but I envy you for having me to envy.
I look forward to your premonition about Chester Cheetah being in this world, Dan.
Look, I like to...
Don't spoil the summon. Don't spoil the summon.
He's got his crosses off the list now. Sorry.
1 second. Let me... Look, I like to dream boldly. Chester Cheetah's a bit too bold even for me. Those flavors are too intense.
The bold flavor of flamin' hot Cheetos.
But at the beginning of every episode of Gamer Premonition Kingdom Hearts 3, we actually do a 2-sentence review of the movie and give it a score out of 4. Mr. Feel.
But Dan.
Yeah?
First, I should explain the movie.
Thank you, Mr. Feel.
We start the episode by Dan fucking up the format of the episode.
This is called subverting your expectations, and it makes me brilliant.
Disney's Monsters, Inc. is a story of 2 monsters, Sully and Mike, who work for Amazon Incorporated, harvesting the screams of children to power their monstrous society. When one of the children sneaks into the monster's world, Sully and Mike scramble to return her home and discover a nefarious plan by the company's CEO, Jeff Bezos, to forcibly extract the screams of children by forcing them into the wage cage. Can Sully and Mike get the little girl home? Will Amazon ever treat its employees with dignity and respect? Will I recover from deciding to watch the absolutely abysmal prequel to this movie? The answers to these questions are yes, no, and no. Dan, what did you think of Monsters Incorporated?
Well, thank you, Mr. Feel, for letting people know what that movie is. That is incredibly accurate. It's a good thing we have a publicly known touchstone that makes the movie incredibly relatable. My review for Monsters, Inc. is... Monsters, Inc. is an incredibly by-the-numbers movie that lacks depth. Almost the entire movie is spent in a single ongoing state of panic with only rushed moments of downtime to develop characters through dialogue. 1 out of 4. This is easily the worst film we're going to watch unless Big Hero 6 is just a giant tire fire. Bob, what did you think?
I'm starting to worry. I don't even like Pixar movies.
The comments are gonna love this.
People thought Toy Story 2 was going to be a bad episode.
2 out of 4.
Wait, that was, I thought you were leading into your review. That was
my review.
His review was defeat.
KZ, what's your review of Monsters, Inc.?
Hold on.
I have to pick myself up off the floor.
How do I follow up that one?
But guys, Mike Wazowski.
Okay, all right.
That's gonna be the top.
All right,
comment.
here's my detailed review. So, Steve Buscemi's in this movie. 2 out of 4.
You know, I might have sided with you there, right? If he weren't pitch shifted the whole movie, that really threw me off. I'm like,
no, he just had a cold.
What? There's no way. He sounds like he's pitch shifted upward. The whole movie, I'm like, you wouldn't hire Steve Buscemi and then just shift his voice upward at a last-ditch attempt to be like, oh, he's scarier now.
I don't know. Phil watched both movies. He'd know better.
Mr. Phil, what's your review of Monsters, Inc.?
I'm going to be the odd man out and say Monsters, Inc., while not one of Pixar's most favored movies, is still a fun adventure. And despite having a breakneck pace, it is more than an adequate film for any family to watch. 3 out of 4.
So there we go.
All right.
As long as some of us dislike the movie every
You're just
week.
playing to the audience.
Monsters University is not a good movie for any family
Bob,
to
I think
enjoy.
we would have blown. I think we would have blown.
It is
our
a
brains out
terrible
if we-
movie for simpletons. Monsters University is a movie that explains several things that don't need to be explained and has absolutely no identity beyond that.
That's my favorite
Watch Monsters
kind.
Inc. if you want to know why Randall squints.
Okay, well, you've actually done a pretty good job of selling me on that movie. Much like Food Fight, that seems like a great way to kill myself. Okay, it's always hard to choose who goes absolutely first.
I will go last in the first round because one of mine depends on another being said, and I assume it will be picked up immediately.
Okay, KZ, you go first.
All right. This is just a simple one that I have been thinking about since they announced this as a world.
Okay.
And it's eventually you're going to fight Randall in this game since he's in.
Of course.
Since he appears.
Okay.
There needs to be a moment where whenever you hit him, the pattern of his scales changes.
Yes.
Just like in the movie.
That'd be pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to throw in something related to Randall right here since KZ brought him up immediately.
Immediate side
I want
chain.
there to be a scene where Sora and Donald and Goofy are like playing with Boo the child, and Randall's like, I'm gonna sneak up on him and break his neck. So he's sneaking up on them, and Sora, without even looking in his direction, materializes the Keyblade and smacks the shit out of him. And the explanation and Sora will say something that he's fought invisible lizards before.
Now I'm clapping.
Like, he's sneaking up behind Sora,
Yeah.
and Sora just materializes and swings it backwards, and Randall goes flying into something.
And it's very zany.
I was expecting an entire boss fight where we had to fight an invisible Randall, but that'd be better, honestly.
Man, you say invisible boss fight, and all I can think of is the countless really crappy AAA games where you have those
What
moments
about Resistance 2?
where you're basked in darkness and you just hear whispering voices around you during the fight. Yeah, I can't even count how many times. Oh my god, it's happening to me right now. Hey Bob, how about you go second?
The bouncer's bad.
Wait, what was?
Whoa.
No!
Whoa.
Get out of my mind!
I'm gonna steal this one because I know someone's gonna grab it. We're going to have teleporting doors, obviously. So I was thinking there's going to be a mini game where we actually go into the doors, scare kids, and try and get on the leaderboard.
Oh, okay.
Like something around that sort of thing where you actually have to.
That's a very likely one.
So you're telling me that after the part in the trailer, it's funny, part of me is like, Dan, don't say this. This might be spoilers to somebody. It's like, if they're listening to this podcast is us attempting to spoil everything. Anyway, you're telling me after the line in the trailer where they're like, the unversed are harvesting the terror in children in order to, they're gonna be like, hey, that's terrible, and then they're gonna go scare children.
Okay,
Is that
maybe it'll be after they beat the whole world and then you'd make them laugh. That might
yeah,
work too.
that I see that happening, but
they bring back the
looking
laugh
like it's a
power
sequel.
meter.
the laugh power meter. Okay.
But yeah, the world is looking like a sequel.
Yeah.
Because you could like see that they were changing what the motto is.
That's true.
On
I just
the
noticed
building.
the kid was there, so I was like, it's during it, right?
Yeah. Well, because they
they
have a
fixed the
couple
door
scenes
at
where
the
it's like
end.
KID and
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Since Phil said he wanted to go last, I'll go third. Let's see. I'm gonna come out swinging. The crew is going to hear about how the Monsters Inc. civilization is powered by laughs, and that'll be normal to them because their ship is powered by smiles. They'll be like, that makes perfect sense.
that-
Shit.
Is that literal?
How do you mean?
Well, I guess they could make it literal.
Could they? I don't know. I think a throwback to that scene in 1 would be pretty funny.
Oh man, with HD tech, that'd be the best.
That would be pretty good.
What, the incredible Sora smile from Kingdom Hearts 1, where it's like, hey, this ship's powered by smiles. And the extra fidelity there to get the awkwardness down would be very nice.
They have a really good bit about that in the manga where they're like,
okay,
we gotta keep smiling or we're gonna crash into a meteor right now.
Oh my god.
And they're like, my bones hurt.
That should have been in the game.
That should have. That's hilarious. Oh man, that manga seems pretty good. Every time it comes up, every time I see a panel from it, I'm like, I should just be reading this.
I don't think it would replace anything, but it's a very fun side adventure.
Yeah, no, it seems great. But yeah, so I think that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna be when they're getting introduced to the world, and it's gonna be a good dumb scene, and then Mike Wazowski's just gonna give this look of like, what do you mean it's powered by smiles? That's stupid. You're stupid.
Somehow being completely oblivious to his world's entire society.
Yeah, he's going to be Mike Wazowski.
That's true.
He's going to be Billy Crystal. By the way, does anyone know if Billy Crystal's voicing Mike Wazowski in this? Because I really doubt it.
Yeah, same.
That
Probably
seems
not.
Unlikely.
Same with Sully. It's probably why I haven't heard any
I don't know.
English.
John Goodman's been in a video game.
It's true.
But I do doubt it.
Whoever is like their current replacement. So like whoever those characters were in Disney Infinity.
Oh.
Like they just grabbed them.
Oh. That makes perfect sense.
I know that whoever is Sully in this is not John Goodman because I saw him post about it on Twitter.
Excuse me, you saw John Goodman post about
No, whoever replaced him
Okay.
posted on Twitter.
It's like John Goodman's like, I couldn't get the part. They said my performance wasn't believable.
I'm gonna do this Roseanne spinoff instead.
Also, I don't know why my John Goodman is Dave Lang. No one ask. Phil, what's your premonition?
The king of the garbage boy.
I have two because I think they're going to do one of them, but they won't do both. And there will either be a scene where Sora implies he recognizes Sully either from his own childhood or something Riku described to him, or you will have a sequence where you're going through the doors either as a mini game or as like a set piece, and you will end up in Sora's bedroom.
Fuck! God damn it! Shit! That was my...
There's a good ones.
I have not gotten...
You can feel the upset.
I have not been sniped this fucking hard this whole series, but I'm staring right at that one, and I'm like, don't fucking take it. Don't take the bedroom thing. That's like the highlight of this whole world. But instead, I'm like, yeah, I like the throwback to the smiles. God, I was so close to reading that one, too. Hey, Mr. Field, that's a good dual pick.
It's just like... we're scraping for things to get for the movies. Feels like I got 2 to show out in the first one.
I'm gonna throw out 2 now.
There will be the implication that Sully scared Sora at some point, or Riku.
Yeah, or both of them at some sort of slumber party, and then we'll get to see that slumber party. God damn it! It's like I'm back in the Kingdom Hearts 2 stream. This is a nightmare. Okay, so KZ led. We're gonna have Bob lead this time. Bob.
I predict they're going to reuse a ton of the jokes they used for Mike Wazowski with Donald Duck. We're going to see Donald Duck like shove his foot in a toilet. We're going to have him try and spray himself with body odoring stuff. We're going to do lots of really dumb things, and it'll just be at the expense of Donald and laugh at him.
For some reason, when you say they're going to use the body odorant, all I can think of is really crappy AAA game design where it's like, you need to get your believable as a monster meter high enough, otherwise people will suspect you.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, oh my god.
I'm going to go next because mine ties into Bob's.
Okay. Bob, did you have anything else to
Not
elaborate?
really.
Okay.
I'm very pessimistic about this world, I guess.
Oh, wow. Wonder why. Hey, Phil, go ahead.
Okay, they will do the joke of them being on TV or on some sort of magazine cover, but instead of Mike being covered, it will be Donald.
Yes, they would definitely do that.
That would be pretty good. I like that. Okay. KZ?
All right, so Kingdom Hearts and Monsters Inc. share one concept really well, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think at some point, it'll either be Sora's side or the villain side, which in this case would be, I guess, Vanitas. And they will either make mention of or wonder if a super important door related to Kingdom Hearts is somewhere there. Like, hey, is that the door to darkness over there?
You know, if you want to just come over, you and Phil, come over and smash my laptop full of ideas. You can just fucking do it. Jesus, I'm crippled.
This is great.
I'm dead. I'm bad.
Not only are your ideas stolen, you didn't even like the movie.
Oh no!
This episode is just a net loss for you in every way.
No, it's terrible. It's almost like I'm gonna barely get any votes.
Don't worry, bring out those cheese puffs.
That episode 1 poll still destroys me.
And then somebody's gonna comment on the video starting with "seriously?"
That's my favorite word to read at the beginning of a comment. It's how I know I'm settling down to read a really good one. So my note read,
I wish I owned
they
a
have
saddle.
the door to an important world, possibly Kingdom Hearts. So there you go. You know, it's gone.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yeah, mine was like any reference to like a door of some sort that would matter in the main plot, whether it's like Kingdom Hearts, Door to Darkness.
Yeah.
Can we find Organization 13's door?
Right. Yeah. Something like that.
Like I saw a comic that did that where, you know, Sora goes through it and then murders all the villains.
Hey guys, Dan's dead. This is Dan's corpse made animate to host the rest of this episode. Thank you for joining me on my short notice of having ideas to come up with. Bob, if they take a single other idea, I'm just gonna have to improvise.
Right?
The remaining
I
ideas
see your list.
aren't even good.
You know that. I'm reading them.
You have to reach harder than anyone's ever reached before.
This is like the climax of Space Jam.
This is only. Oh my god.
This is hilarious because this is the follow-up of the guy who had the cheese puff one from last episode.
Wow, I can't believe this time I have nothing.
Wah, wah. Okay, there's undoubtedly going to be a monster training segment with Sully, where Sully and Mike Wazowski are going to coach Sora into being scary at first, or into doing stand-up, depending on which point they go and do this idea. You know, it's sort of the bunk bed thing. You know, you want to get in the visual gags from the scare training at the beginning of the movie. In this, where it's like, how do you scare two kids that are in a bunk bed?
You have to brush Goofy's teeth.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking scary. How do you scare two kids in bunk bed? You go into first person and you look at Goofy's maw. So there's my brilliant idea.
It's great, Dan.
Don't sell
let
it
him laugh
too
at
hard
you.
now.
So that was the full second wave, right? Everyone got there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I lost track of what turn we're on because all of my ideas went immediately for some reason.
Not to worry, we're only halfway through the ideas.
It's fine.
Yeah, we have 2 full more go-rounds.
We can do 5 if you want.
No, I'm good. Thank you, KZ. You're such a kind and considerate soul. So let's see. We had KZ lead. We had Bob lead. We have not had Feel lead. Mr. Feel, would you like to lead?
All right. This is really stupid, but I don't care.
Tell me.
I want a reaction command where either Randall or Unversed, where I get to send them to Florida, like what happened to Randall in the movie.
Oh, yeah. No, that was good. Where's just the boons? Well, you're
I
talking...
just want it.
Are you talking the beachside scene with the water in the background, or are you talking the
No,
south?
I mean when Randall gets sent to the trailer and beaten with a
Oh,
shovel.
yes.
Hey, Mom.
I also, or I will also accept Randall being furious and having like a bite mark out of him because they eat gators down there.
Yep, that's good. I like it. Hey, Bob, did you know Floridians eat gators all the time?
I mean, it happens. I can't deny
it's
it.
true. Like I just get the hankering. I'm sure you know how that is.
I don't think I've actually ever eaten gator.
Wait, what? Yeah. No, motherfucker, I was at the Mullet Festival a month ago, and I said, do you want anything?
I've eaten gator.
Yeah, he's eaten gator. Yeah. And that guy was in Florida just long enough to eat gator and buy a shitty sword, apparently.
Two shitty swords.
Okay, Gilgamesh.
It's our fucking #1 export. Gator kebabs and shitty swords. Man. Okay, I'll go next. Sully's gonna protect the kid while Sora is kidnapped by Randall and hooked up to the torture machine, and Sully will wait an uncomfortable amount of time to rescue Sora before he gets his soul sucked out of his face.
We're just on the venting stage now.
He's just gonna be hiding behind a shelf and just being like, "Hey, what are they doing?" And then it's just clearly strapping Sora in, hooking him up. Slowly a nozzle's coming for his face, and the whole time Sully's like, "Man, this is bad. Maybe I should do something." Which he could easily do. He's a big dude, you know.
It cuts back to Sully. He's on his phone. He's flicking through Twitter.
He's upset that all of his porn artists on Tumblr are gone.
It's rough.
Where am I gonna find some art now? Sully, the fine art connoisseur. Hey, KZ. Why don't you go next?
Oh, zoinks. Is it my turn?
It's your turn, KZ. Joke's on you, assholes. I'm just going to add in really good ideas I think of after this podcast.
I'm sure they'll be amazing, man.
People are going to be like, why did they...
We've seen your standard. It's so high.
It is the highest. They'll just be like, why did they give that beautiful and hilarious idea such a cold reception?
Cool Spot will be in. It'll be Cool Spot from 7-Up.
You remember Cool Spot, right?
I prefer
kids,
DNL.
The Noid is going to be in there. You all love the Noid. You got to avoid him. KZ, what's up? What's your premonition?
Okay, so the Organization 13 are interacting a lot more in the worlds of KH3. You know, better than not at all, like they did in KH2.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to like some good villain interactions between Randall and Vanitas. But given Vanitas is kind of an asshole and an angry guy, I feel like he's going to eventually just quit being in the world because he just can't deal with Randall being such a loser.
That's pretty funny.
He's just like, shut up. Randall's like, the winds of change are blowing, and Vanitas is just like, shut up.
Do you think that's actually going to be Steve
Buscemi? You're not allowed to talk unless I say you can.
I hope it's going to be Steve Buscemi.
Like, I'm trying to extract screams. You're acting like a prick to some random child.
Vanitas is like, we'll make him scream with this knife. And Randall's like, Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Monsters University reveals the origin of the great line, the winds of change are blowing.
Oh, my God.
That's... Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, my God.
I thought that was just a weird line in that movie. I don't need...
You thought that was weird? I thought it was just like, I'm a good writer.
He said it once, so now it's his life's motto, and he has a giant banner that says it over his bed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's insane. That sounds like a fucking dumpster fire of a movie.
I really missed out on not watching.
I know, right? I feel like I would have given something a 0 out of 4.
So here's the spoiler. I watched it and then told everyone else not to, and I saved Dan and Bob by telling them not to watch that.
Here's the problem, though. I literally remembered every scene in Monsters, Inc. I don't even think I've seen it more than once, but I remembered the movie from front to back somehow. So by not watching any novel content and watching this movie that isn't terribly deep to begin with, I just the whole thing was like deeply, what's a good word for it? Frustrating, just frustrating. It was this moment of, oh yeah, no, I didn't forget any depth to this movie. I remembered it exactly as it was. This Zoinks moment for an hour and a half.
Zoinks?
Yeah, this fucking Jinkies. I feel like it's the Scooby-Doo gang running all over a haunted house.
That's literally a segment of the movie.
Right, exactly. but for an hour and a half.
Okay, we lost the plot. Whose turn is it?
The snake, it's Bob's, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because Bob was going to be the fourth one to go on this turn. But I was going to say, the snake lady gags still made me laugh. There's something really funny of her being a Medusa with the snake hair. And then the snakes are obviously intentionally sentient. And they also kiss Mike Wazowski. That made me laugh my ass. Like, that was too funny. I don't know. It's like the only gag in the movie that still went, that's pretty original.
I liked when they were talking about her cutting her hair, and then all the snakes were like, oh, no.
Yeah. No, like every joke involving her and her hair was like really solid, even this long after it came out. Everything else was like, the kid likes seeing Mike Wazowski hurt. Hurt for the kid's joy, Billy Crystal. And I'm just like, I resonate too much with this as a guy who works too hard on his channel.
But can't come up for any ideas during the video.
Oh, I came up with quite a few, you fucks.
Citation needed.
This episode is gonna take like a week longer to come out because Dan is just gonna rue and stew for days coming up with things to insert all over the podcast.
Guess he's gotta watch it again.
I've got a giant whiteboard where I'm trying to like come up with ideas. I'm circling concepts and drawing lines between them. Bob, what is your fucking idea that's so good?
I'm saving that one for last. But
it's gonna be even worse for me.
So the CDA, I don't know if they're still going to be in this. Those are the child, whatever guys who look like the Men in Black basically who go around and clean up anything that humans are involved with. I feel like we're going to see them.
I don't remember the Men in Black wearing bright yellow suits.
Look, they were the same sort of concept, that sort of thing.
The mustard men.
I'm pretty sure the Men in Black didn't descend on things like a SWAT team and loudly declare their presence.
They're basically the EPA.
Yes, they're the Center for Disease Control.
Yeah.
What's that called again? Oh yeah, Men in Black.
They go murder everyone who is involved, and then they get out and they erase the names.
Wow, I said the CDC, not FEMA.
Oh my god. But I think that we will see a representation of them is like heartless. We'll just get a lot of aesthetics around that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Their goggles are gonna like glow with dark energy.
Yeah.
Or they'll like pop out and they'll be inside the suit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty good, Bob.
Yeah, the organization's been taken over by the other organization.
Man, fuck my notes. I'm just gonna read yours. And that actually is a pretty good idea. Am I supposed to lead this last round?
Yes.
I think Randall's still gonna be a pitch shifted Steve Buscemi.
You really have nothing.
That was the last
sorry,
note.
Dan.
Everything else was taken. I stand before you stripped bare
I
and
thought you
naked.
just made up this note.
No, this was literally hey, if everything else is fucking taken, you gotta say something, kid. There you go. And I'm like, there's no way. And then I got fucking double sniped in the first, 1 1/4 turn? Shit.
Yes.
And it was like 2 of my best ideas.
Each turn you lost something good.
It was so bad. Whatever, it's fine. The pain's over. I've ripped the bandage off. Hey, Bob, go again.
Okay,
You didn't have a Band-Aid.
You just started ripping skin off. You're like, oh yeah, this
We
is right.
stole your Band-Aids.
I'm like, man, I'm bleeding. I should put a Band-Aid on it as I go to reach for it. KZ's like, Band-Aids look real cool on my face. He takes all the Band-Aids and slaps them on.
Dan just opens his mouth and me and KZ tackle him, and there's like a cartoon dust cloud, and when we leave, he's just in a barrel.
And then I just shrug and it goes, womp, 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 womp.
All right, this last one I got is a real reach. So we're going to see all the weirdos from the Final Fantasy series are going to show up. So we're going to have Queen of Quinn, Go-Go. They're going to be in the regular part of the world.
What was the first one?
Queen of Quinn. It's the weird monster with the giant tongue from Final Fantasy IX.
The blue mage from Final Fantasy IX, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just Queena.
Yeah,
Queena.
there we go. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And Go-Go, who is the weirdo monster from Final Fantasy VI.
Bob.
What's up? Is this too much?
Quinoa?
Oh no! Look, this is a made-up name. They never said it in game and audibly. He didn't show up in the city. He was like, "Oh, it's Queen Quinoa."
I actually was going to be like, you put Go-Go in and not Umaro? And then I look at his note, and the next one's Umaro.
Right,
And I'm like,
and then
okay.
they go to the Abominable Snowman, and he's hanging out with Umaro.
Yes! Yes! Oh, that would be good.
You need all three.
I do think
This list lacks
I think
Ultros,
there's
though.
a very high chance.
true.
If Ultros will ever be in Kingdom Hearts, it will be in this one.
Right, exactly,
yeah,
because
I
he
know.
looks, he would
really,
fit in.
He really would.
Randall
He would
teams up
just
with
be an
Ultros.
NPC. No, he doesn't even have to be a boss. He'd just be an NPC.
Yeah. No,
Like
that'd
you're
be good.
walking through, you're doing Sully's
He's-
walk to work.
He's
and
at
there's a bunch of Final Fantasy monsters in there.
he's at the sushi restaurant.
Yes.
Don't think about it too much. It gets weird.
I mean, there was already an octopus running
and they
that.
still remember him.
That's true.
They still remember him because he's in Final Fantasy 14 fairly regularly.
Oh, yeah, no, he showed up in Final Fantasy 15, that CG movie they made.
He also showed up in 13-2 DLC?
Yeah, 13-2 DLC. You can
What?
fight him.
He's in
Ultros is just
Ultros is in Kingsglaive?
Yeah,
Yes!
Ultros is a Kingsland.
Yes.
one of the main monsters
I
in
fucking-
Kingsglaive.
He is a
Look.
highly realistic octopus.
Oh, but he doesn't like talk.
No, he doesn't
say
talk,
anything.
and that's disappointing, but elsewise, pretty fucking hype, man.
Yeah,
it
he
was
looks-
actually the highlight of the movie.
He looks really
The
close to that
usage of
design.
Ultros is pretty raw.
Yeah.
Yes, it's probably the best part of that whole movie, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was the highlight of that movie.
We need
Easily.
to do a group watch of Kingsglaive.
Yes!
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
Basically
the
that.
exact
So
reaction.
wait,
Only
wait,
if we
wait.
also do. It has to be Advent Children versus Kingsglaive.
Actually,
Advent
you're
Children's so
missing
good.
one.
That's a good
It
podcast.
needs to be the Spirits Within versus
Oh,
Advent
no.
Children versus Kingslave.
There's too much.
if
Super
we're gonna
Sammys
do
in.
that, there's an anime movie too.
Oh man, that
Yes.
classic one
Is it
like
based-
the OVA 3 OVA set?
Yeah, is it based on?
There's an OVA, yeah.
Okay.
Kino's glaive.
Oh yeah, no, I love Races to the Bottom. I don't care that we did a GigaBoots on the Spirits Within, and I spent most of that episode getting shit that it wasn't anime because it was made in Hawaii.
No one remembers.
So I haven't gone third yet. So
Sure.
I will go third.
Thank you, Phil.
I agree with Bob that the CDA will show up, but since the CDA's job is kind of managing things from other worlds to begin with, I think Rose, the secretary, will show up and be like, "Hello, Sora. I know who you are. I've been talking to that racist Yin Sid."
I will not debate him on live stream.
But I think that she will know. She will know about the other worlds and kind of know what's going on, and that will be an element of her showing up.
Do you think they'll be trying to kick Vanitas out?
Maybe. I think it's more likely that she'll show up after the events of the world.
Right, in the exact same scene from the end of this film, where she's like, "Hello."
And maybe she'll give Sora. We don't know what the keyholes, and I assume the keyholes will be something like KH2 where they're an item.
Yeah.
And she'll give Sora like a company ID, and that'll be the item.
It'll be ice cream every time.
I hope she's attracted to Donald Duck.
Oh no!
And then screw it, I'm just gonna say this other one.
Okay.
They have said that there is not going to be Marvel or Star Wars stuff in this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they are lying, at least in the sense I think there will be an Easter egg for at least one of them, probably both. And one of the places I think it is very likely for them to put an Easter egg for either Star Wars or Marvel will be in a kid's bedroom as a poster or a toy or some sort of just a thing that you can look at.
Now, while that's cool to stick a tiny Easter egg like that, it would be fucking mind blowing if they stepped through a door and then they were on this on a Star Wars ship or some shit. That would be.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too
Oh,
much.
it definitely is. But it would be like that moment in fucking Wind Waker when you're looking at Hyrule under the ocean and you're like, holy shit. And then it's like, you can't explore it, kid.
And since I only have one thing left on my list, I'm just gonna say it too, because despite
Look at me with all my ideas, such a burden. Please take this weight off of my shoulders.
Dan only came with one or two ideas.
Shut the fuck up, Casey. Phil, can you talk
Anyway,
so
the
KZ
idea
will
is,
stop? Thank you.
Mike's girlfriend will be attracted to Donald, and Mike will be upset.
Like I said, they'll reuse every Mike joke on Donald.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then Donald's girlfriend comes in to slap Donald just because that's how it always goes.
Wait, is she also going to be a monster?
Yeah, of course.
God, what is her name? I'm blanking right now. Anyone got a Donald?
Daisy Duck.
Is it really?
It's Daisy.
It's Daisy?
It's Daisy.
Like
Yes.
like KZ Excellence choice
yes,
for
like
Smash?
KZ wants to kiss her, Daisy.
Yeah.
What?
Is
I'm
Daisy
saying
not
you want
going
to kiss Princess Daisy.
No, she's just my Mario Sona.
That's troubling, but all right.
Yahoo.
So, hey, KZ, I hear you might have an idea.
KZ's just like, no, I'm out of ideas too.
I'm out of ideas too.
All right, Dan cut out. He directed it at me, didn't he?
Yeah, I directed it at you. Hey, KZ, thank you for coming on the show. Do you have any premonitions left? I don't.
Oh,
I'm
I
sure
do.
you have so many.
All right, so
Sick of this shit.
now all the time, Sora and the gang will go to a world and help out, and they don't get a lot of rewards a lot of the time, aside from the occasional summon or items that just appear within the game. So I feel like Sully will want to pay Sora and the gang back for all the help, and then he gives Sora a key. But you would think it will be like, oh, this is for the keychain for the world. No, it is a key to Mike Wazowski's car, and that becomes a gummy ship that you can use.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's
pretty good.
spectacular.
That's pretty good.
Since they confirmed you're using different gummy ship types like Einhander and Ultros and various other different types.
There's no building at all because they finally realized that was stupid and pointless.
I can't comment on whether or not that's stupid and pointless without Spaceman Spiff yelling at me in the comments, so sorry. I'm contractually obligated to not express whether or not I think building gummy ships is fucking stupid.
It's so stupid
see,
they
maybe-
sort of took it out in two, but not really.
But not really.
Maybe if you understood and engaged with the gummy ships, you might have had an idea for this podcast.
I doubt that. I really do. Maybe if Monsters, Inc. was a better film, I would have had some ideas for this podcast, but no, it's fine.
Yeah, you only brought one. It was really weird.
You son of a
I
bitch.
forgot. I have one left.
Oh my god.
So Dan, no, wait, let me. In Dan and Bob's defense, this is the one from Monsters University, the one
Okay.
that would
Yes.
conceivably be in that.
Yeah.
In Monsters University, there is a thing because the Monsters Inc. world is a horrible anarcho-capitalist hellscape where the highest thing children aspire to be are cogs in a corporate machine.
Nice.
So there is a
How
segment where they
different from
go
our
watch the scarers like a sporting event, and they have trading cards for the scarers, like baseball cards.
Yeah.
So I think either collecting those will be a bonus element of the world, or Sora, Donald, and Goofy will get scaring cards.
I refuse to believe the people making Kingdom Hearts 3 respected Monsters University enough to watch it. I feel like they would probably just be like, meh.
Oh, here's another idea just to continue the trend of we have
God.
I'm trying to come up with
completely
more
owned.
ideas too.
When Sully and Mike meet Sora and co, one of them will make a comment that Sora must be a new graduate from Monsters University.
Now that checks out, because you don't even need to watch the movie to get that one.
Because you know that Monsters University is a thing. You get to go, hey, that's probably where they graduate from.
Right?
Now I'm done. I have about 55, 60 ideas left, but I really think I gave the best ones.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Feel and KZ, for your excellent premonitions.
Hey, somebody has to do their job.
You piece of shit. Even I think that's too much. Just pull out Dan's heart and stomp on it.
He doesn't have one.
I lost it somewhere around Lords of Shadow 2 and Mighty Number 9. Thank you for listening to this episode of Gamer Premonitions. Series like this are only possible via the support of our patrons, so if you enjoyed it, consider becoming one of those. You can find more stuff from KZ Excellent over at kzexcellent.com and Mr. Feel at his Twitter account, Mr. Feel's Wild Ride. There are links in the description below, and don't forget to go vote on who had the best premonitions. And come back next week for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. This GigaBoots video was brought to you by the help of our executive producer God Kings, Vincent Bover, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Brendan O'Sullivan, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, and Wardanas. Thanks, God Kings. And also these guys. Now, wait, okay, I thought it was a Cave Story song and now it's Kirby. What the fuck is going on here? Where do we keep getting these rips, Bob?